This is a celebratory scene. For over the next hour, I've got my meal here: noodles and salmon, and I've got my Malta Guinness straight from Lagos. Malta Guinness straight from Lagos here. While we're here to celebrate, man. So, guys, this is just for the next hour. We're just going to be doing a nice celebratory thing of the events that have happened. And we're just going to try and dissect everything all in its nice, beautiful, amazing detail. But before we do that, spare thoughts for Arsenal Football Club. I think Arsenal Football Club have to realize that the days of the Invincibles, the days of being amongst the elite in Europe, I think it's going to take 6, 7, 8 years before they get there. I know that this is a Chelsea show and everything, but I just want to spare a thought for my Arsenal friends out there. Arsenal fans out there that, guys, take it easy. Don't be too emotional about it, and don't worry, man. Everything will be a-okay. Everything will be a-okay, man. So look, man, put it as one side, man. Look, let's just go right through it. I mean, we'll do player by player, man, because obviously we have to save this very special section for Kante, but just overall reactions. I'll give my overall reactions, and I'll come to Abdullahi. For me, Chelsea deserve to go through both legs, and I think that the narrative I want to hear is that they were the better team. I don't want to hear that Real Madrid played badly or Real Madrid did not play well done, because Real Madrid did not play badly. Chelsea forced them to play badly. And I think that, because you see, I want to just talk about it in overall, because we have to look at guys individually, because I want to address Tuchel separately in his own section. So this is just an overall view. Superb performance, and they were totally in control. You don't have to have possession of the ball to be in control of the game. No. Like, I watched ESPN FC and they showed some of the stats. And if you saw those stats, you would think that Real Madrid controlled the game. But unless when you watch the game, you know, okay, that 67% that Real Madrid had, it was sideways. It was going nowhere. And Chelsea were defending with absolute ease, man. So for me, a superb, amazing performance. I didn't believe Chelsea could put forth 2 great performances against Real Madrid. That's what surprised me. Because even if they had won this game, I didn't think that they'd win it so convincingly. And I think many people thought that this game would be a lot closer. It wasn't. Chelsea controlled the dictation of the game, and the aggregate shows that they controlled it. Like, what's it called? 3-1, 2-0, clean sheets at Stamford Bridge, man. So it is a great confidence booster, but as I said again, the job isn't done yet. The job is almost done, but the job isn't done yet. And there is still one more game to go. But 100%, man, that was an absolutely superb, incredible performance by Chelsea. And it was team. Because I was scrolling through Instagram. Because basically, Toni Kroos said before the game that he doesn't lose sleep at any individual players for Chelsea. And then Man said after the game that, he may not lose sleep over any individuals, but he's going to lose sleep over us as like a team. And then Kroos then replies on Twitter saying that I still sleep well. And he says, like, good luck in your first Champions League final. So you can read the little snide thing that he rolled in there. Like, good luck in your first Champions League. I was like, okay, relax. So, and because yes, we will end with a Callum.Keith update. He has updated, so we'll end with a Callum.Keith update. He has sent me stuff. So yes, and it included a GIF as well. I think you can guess what the GIF was. I would like you to talk to me just overall rather than looking at specific players, just overall thoughts on the game and Chelsea's performance.
Firstly, as a fans watching the match, I would say I was a little bit angry and not happy. Why? Because we missed so many. We should have killed that game in the last 60 minutes. It should have been 5-0 Chelsea, not even 2-0. Because there are so many chances we've been missing. Pulisic came in, missed. Mason Mount missed. Kai Havertz missed. So many chances we have seen, we should have killed those. N'Golo Kante too missed. So the matches that have ended Chelsea 5, Real Madrid 0. That should have been a different narrative. That should have been like a circumcision or lubrication or induction. That should have been something like that. But it wasn't like that. So it was like 2-0. Overall performance, I was happy. So as a fans, I wanted us to do more, but I'm okay watching the match as a fans, watching them playing, because the way Tuchel set up the team as a fans watching, it makes me happy. I was kind of okay with it, and it's like it's been it's been very long since we've gone into a Champions League final since 2012. If I could remember very well, I think I was like 17 then when when the last time we won a Champions League final. I was 17. So it's an happy moment. It's an happy moment, enjoying and celebrating then, because then I think I was writing my SSC result then. I was writing my senior secondary school examination then when we won a Champions League. I could remember, if I could remember, I was about to get into university then. I remember in Africa. So it's an happy moment for me, celebrating as a very young kid then, 17 years of age. It's an happy moment. Now in 2021, a Champions final, going up to like 30 years, oh man, it's a celebrating. I'm just happy, celebrating and happy. I'm so proud of the team, from Tuchel to Roman to the board and everything. I'm proud. And also, have been hearing some ridiculous stuff on Twitter. Please zoom to me, please. Proper Chelsea fans, shut your mouth up. Lampard is not the one in the Champions League final. It's Thomas Tuchel. I am tired. I am tired, sick of this ridiculous and rubbish stuff you guys are doing. Frank Lampard is not the one in Champions League final. It's Thomas Tuchel. If you love Lampard, go and meet him in his house, and his daughter and his son and his son or his daughter and his wife. Do not come to here and start creating some stupid and ridiculous stuff on Twitter and telling me Lampard did his stuff for him. Chelsea finished first in table. I don't want to hear that anymore. I am sick and tired of it. It's giving me some ridiculous stuff on my brain. I don't want to hear that anymore. Lampard is not the one in the Champions League final. It is Tuchel. You have to give Tuchel his respect. I don't want to hear any stuff about Lampard anymore. Can Lampard just rest, please? Can he just have a peace of mind, please? It's getting annoying at this point. I don't want to hear about Lampard anymore.
No. As I said,
I don't want to hear anymore.
No. I mean, I find that extremely insulting that people would bring up his name as of right now, because I told you I was in a. Because Liam Toomey is a guy that writes for The Athletic, and he was the guy that wrote this article that says that, Frank Lampard should be congratulated for the Renaissance. And literally, I was tweeting at the dude. I said that, I know that you English media, you're xenophobic, there are bits of racism in you, and you are patriots merchants with a high-minded mentality, and you're so obsessed with promoting England on your Great Britain trash. But you're looking like a bunch of idiots. And he said that, oh, no. Have you read the other article? We don't need to read the article. The title is the title. And also, you actually have to pay money to actually read the freaking article. So you freaking moron. Unless it is freaking free. I'm not going to pay money just to read the article. No, you put up a title that says Lampard has to be thanked for the Chelsea Renaissance. No.
For what?
This Tuchel totally refurbished this man. We'll get to him, but no. Lampard's name should not be mentioned at all, because he has nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with these guys getting into the CL final. Nothing at all. A flipping clown, crossing the clown curve, gets them past the group against what's it called? Ren and...
If Lampard is good, if it's good enough, why did he get sacked? That's my question to the proper Chelsea fan who doesn't use their brain. I mentally, their brain to think. If Lampard is good enough, will Roman sack him? Will Roman sack Lampard? That's my question to you guys. Because Lampard is the one doing this. If Frank Lampard, you guys call the legend of Chelsea Football Club, is good enough, will it last in Chelsea Football Club? No, please. Take a Lampard away, please. I don't want to have any agenda, but again, I am getting irritated and pissed off about this ridiculous stuff. Lampard is not the one in the Champions League final, so game over. Please, Lampard, I'm sorry. I am a fan. I'm a complicated man. So I'm not that kind of proper Chelsea fan. Lampard is the Chelsea legend. He gave us. I don't care. You play for my club. You are the high goal scorer. Credit to you, Mr. Lampard. As a manager, you should be inducted into scholar. I'm sorry, man. So you don't deserve to be a Chelsea manager. Please, you're not in Champions League final. Let this man rest. I beg, make him rest. I beg, make him rest.
Sorry, Eddie, talk to me.
Because Abdullahi went there, I was going to get to this later. I might as well address it right now. Proper Chelsea fans, let's get it right. Lampard was a bum as a manager. I don't think people realize how bad Lampard looked yesterday. How horrible Lampard looked today. Let me go through the starting team yesterday. Since you want to give Lampard credit, Mendy was not a Lampard signing. He was signed by Czech. Aspilicueta could not get game time under Lampard because apparently he was trash. That was your starting right wing back, not Rich James. Christensen looked trash, utter trash under Lampard. Thiago Silva is Thiago Silva. Rudiger was called a bully. Yeah? Apparently he was the bully to the kids. How's the bully going on? How's the bully going right now? Chilwell, the only Lampard signing you can put in there. Kante, Lampard really got you guys believing Kante was finished. That is the biggest indictment on Lampard right now. He really got you believing Kante was done. We're supposed to sell Kante. Jorginho, he was useless under Lampard. He was terrible. I don't even think he got game time. He was about to be sold. Mount, Lampard's homeboy. Whatever. Havertz, Lampard couldn't do anything with him. Yeah? Werner, Lampard couldn't find a position for him. So, of maybe the 11 players that came on yesterday, there are only 2 players or 3 players that Lampard would have kept for a game of this magnitude this season, and you want to come. Yo, sit there. I can't take Chelsea fans seriously. Like, I think I sent prior to this tie, I sent HH, remember the combined 11 I sent and the ridiculousness of that. I said I can't take Chelsea fans seriously anymore because you guys, I don't know if it's whether you don't understand football or you're sentimental clowns, but if you're gonna support the bum of a manager, that's Frank Lampard. Like I've always said, separate the playing career from the managerial career. Playing career, yeah, he's a legend, he's all that. Even now, he's still a Chelsea fan. He's celebrating with Chelsea. But if you want me to give Lampard credit for what happened yesterday, I'm sorry, you are mad. But going back to what happened yesterday, and as far as the score goes, I know I wasn't on the show last week, and I didn't have a chance to give a prediction. I know the previous week I got the 1-1 score correctly. When I actually looked at this tie, I did say, look, the best way to get through this is get a draw away at Real Madrid home, and then towards the end of the game, finish it off with a second goal. And that's exactly how it went, but expected a much better Real Madrid. I don't know if Real Madrid just looked. I mean, the first story of yesterday was Chelsea just made Real Madrid look slow. I don't know how did it. I don't know what the tactics was and all that, but Real Madrid just looked. They looked extra slow. They looked like they couldn't hang with Chelsea. Oh, sorry, have I got BrickNet? Can you guys still hear me properly, or
you sort of cut out in and out?
Yeah, I could notice that. Yeah, I can notice that a little bit. I might just if it's still happening, let me know. Then I might just fix it up because it's been happening for the last day. But hey, allow the Wi-Fi, man. We're at the end of the world. Show us some love at the end of the world, man. But Chelsea just made Real Madrid look average yesterday. I mean, I get Ramos is coming from injury, but that guy did not look himself. The mid Cruz and Modric, I don't know if I said it on here, but I said it I'm pretty sure I said it on the stream somewhere. I said you take away time from Cruz and Modric and Real Madrid don't do anything because you don't give those people time to pick their passes. And Chelsea done that to a T. If you look at a tactical breakdown, at every moment in the game, Chelsea had a one-to-one marking. It was always a one-to-one. The only free player was Rudiger or Christensen on either side of where the ball was. And that was such a superb. I don't know how Tuchel did it, the way he's trained these boys up, like, I don't understand it.
That's why I said, like, whenever you mention the Lampard thing, it sounds because this is a different team. It's not the same team. It's a totally different team.
Exactly, because it's one of those where you just have to sit down and give credit to Tuchel. You just have to give credit where it's due, because Like I said, a lot of people look bad right now. That's that because we can sit there and we can break down yesterday's game from minute 1 to 90. There are so many things to look at, but if you start with people that look bad, Lampard is up there. PSG, you really sacked Tuchel because the director of football didn't like him. How stupid is that? You didn't sack him for footballing reasons. That's the one thing you need to know here. They didn't sack him for footballing reasons. So a lot of people are looking real bad right now. Thiago Silva didn't get a new contract from PSG because it was too old or they wanted to go in a new direction. How's the new direction looking for you right now? The new direction is Neymar. So, man, there are so many storylines because
I remember someone saying that how can the same players just suddenly perform so much better when they were not performing so well? And I was saying to this guy that a different manager can have a profound effect on a certain player. Like a certain player can play a certain way under one manager and play another way around another manager because it's about the instructions you're giving them and the kind of philosophy they're giving them. Even Mount isn't the same player. Mount under Lampard was just a guy that ran up and down. I was like, okay, this is a talented kid, but he just runs up and down. He just gives effort. Mount under Tuchel is actually playing football. Is actually making footballing decisions. Is actually improving his footballing mechanics. So it's a totally different player that we're seeing under Tuchel that we saw under Lampard. But I just think that basically the issue is people don't want to let go. Like there are some people in England, and I know these kind of guys, they are stubborn. They're stubborn. And they're like, Lampard is a legend. He's amazing. He's part of the club. He's part of the fabric of the club. And so, like, I was watching an interview with that. What's the name of that chick? Sophie Rose. And she was saying that. I was really happy that Lampard was sacked, but so basically, she was talking about how you should love Lampard and so forth. Just say, I was really happy with it, but. So she and people like that, they represent the, what's it called? This, like, as like the brain hasn't functioned yet, where you don't know football. You're just like Lampard, Chelsea, West London, England, and that's it. You're not like, no, you don't take a step and say, no, this guy's garbage. He's on the floor. He's basement level. This guy is like, what's it called? He's groundnut. He's basically groundnut. He's groundnut. That's what it is. He's groundnut. So, and there's very little they can do with groundnuts, which is why it is scary. It is so scary how Tuchel, in such a short space of time, he's crazy. It is frightening how this is a different team. It is a totally different
I don't think people realize the mess that Tuchel took over. This team could not keep a clean sheet to save their lives when Tuchel took over. Think about that for a second, guys. This team was supposed to be this attacking team, score goals, and then you score goals against them, and you win games 5-2, 4-3, and all that kind of stuff. Look what he's done. Let me read you something, HH. Look at the managers that Tuchel has played, yeah? Zidane, Guardiola, Klopp, Simeone twice, Jose Mourinho, and Ancelotti. He's played all those managers and is not considered a single goal in those games that I just read. Not one single goal. Think about that for a sec. For a team that could not keep a clean sheet, for a team, the team could not even do anything. They couldn't keep a clean sheet. They couldn't score.
Eddie, you know what funny part? When Lampard said this team is young, we do have the mentality to compete at the moment. It's gonna take 3 years.
Losers mentality.
Like,
that's what that
what?
is.
3 years? Okay, it's young. I'll give them that. Please, Tuchel took over. I was already in the final. I keep looking at myself and like, Lampard didn't say 3 years is gonna take us to compete. What? So we're gonna wait for we're gonna finish 7th in the league, 8th in the league, and finish in the Europa League, and every year. So Roman is gonna be like, Lampard, don't worry, now. When I bring you in, make you finish Europa League now. Don't worry, I'll go back you. Roman is not stupid and he's not an idiot owner. Man wants to win. And when you do everything to win in football. It's like having a business, and you know this business is going downhill. Are you gonna look at the person like, hey man, you're running my business downhill, man? It's because even if we are relative, it doesn't mean I can't sack you. I am the owner of my job. My job is not progressing. Do you think I'm gonna leave it and hey man, because we're relative, don't worry. I get your back. I'm not getting your back. I'm losing money. Man, it's business. I'm losing money.
No. But see,
if you don't make me profit, get out of the door, please. You're getting sacked.
No. The issue is what you saw was there were people that said that I would rather Chelsea go down with Lampard than sack him. I'd rather Chelsea get relegated with Lampard than sack him. So there are two sets of fans. There are particular sets of fans where it's not about winning and losing. It's just about the ideology of Chelsea as a club, and it's like a family and so forth, which is what like someone like a Sophie Rose and people, and basically like Sophie Rose, Rory, that's what they represent. Guys like Rory, they represent, it's a family. It's England, it's West London, it's Fulham. It's an idea, it's an ideal. And Lampard is part of that family idea. So for them, it's a family. For us, it's about winning and losing. So for guys like us, it's for winning and losing. It's for like, oh no, we want this team to perform well. And if they don't perform well, we're going to clown them. It's like Super Eagles, Nigeria. And that's his country, which is what you... When those guys don't play, where after those guys get abused, because I've been to watch Nigeria before. When the abuse that you get,
they're messing Nigerians, bro.
So see, that's the kind of culture that I have been born from. Where in Nigeria, if you mess up, you will get abused. There's no something. Odor, it's okay. The whole thing of loyalty and support doesn't exist in Nigeria. I know if you're crap, forget support. You're going to get clowned. But in England, this idea is about family, staying together, a history, a heritage, and so forth. So that is why those guys, I just don't get them. I just do not get them. But look,
the ideology about it is fast. It makes me happy when I look at when I think I'm going to check my Twitter. I think someone sent me something yesterday. When I look at those fans who supported Lampard, I can guarantee you one thing. I'm very sure they did not support Chelsea in the early 90s. In the early 2000s. It was 2007, maybe early 2010 or 2013. Remember that when they were like, oh, Lampard is the legend, they Google it, is the top scorer in Chelsea. If you are supporting Chelsea in the early 90s, in the early 2000s, you will know there's a difference between Lampard as a player and Lampard as a manager. Lampard finished 6th in Derby County in his first season, and he took Derby County from 6th to 6th. Please tell me, is that a progression? No. I don't want to rant on Lampard because it's taken almost 1 year, 1.5 years to rant on Lampard. He started 6th. He's finished 6th in Derby County from 6th to 6th. Is that a success? I want to know, please. Someone needs to tell me, is that a success? I need to understand. Because when someone comes and Lampard does, what does he do? Please, I want to understand. 6th to 6th is a success, right? I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand. Right. 6th to 6th, is that a success?
At the end of the day, man, look, I'm having a very good week. I'm having a very good day. I'm not gonna spend this whole show talking about that bum as stale pale something male. Let's move on to other topics. But if you can't really separate the fact that that guy was a bum as a manager, world class as a player, or whatever it was as a player, but bum as a manager, then you need to get checked up. So, Daniel, if you want to talk about the game yesterday, let's talk. But please, let's relax that bum and let him stay out of a job for whatever. So sorry.
Wait. Why? What's on the menu, man? What's on the menu?
Yeah, well, what's the meal for the day?
I have food in my mouth. God damn, man! You gotta be talking to me with food in my mouth. Y'all want me to break
late fraud?
I have some samosas, you know what I'm saying? So from the Indian spot. So
Daniel, you do those stuff too. This stuff is in America too, though. It's in America too, yeah.
I think in England, like also because what these things in England called like corner
I got
shop.
some sauce. I got some sauce to go with it. They gave me the green spicy stuff. So I am in America. Oh, but I'm not American. So there you go.
Okay.
So what did I miss? Oh,
we're just breaking down.
My name to Kante?
No. I mean, basically, we're just going to be running over this thing for the next hour because basically I've got to work early tomorrow morning. So this is just going to be like a Champions League reaction by the beginning. So we just talked. So we're just going overall before we go into specifics. We're just saying like, overall thoughts and reaction, but then we sort of delved into a whole Lampard bag. But I think we've dealt with that with all the demons now. So hey, Daniel Kante. So your thoughts then on oh wait, how do you do the freaking accents, man?
On a Mac, you just hold down 2, or no, you hold down E, the E button, and then
yeah. When you hold down E and then you press 2.
Yeah, if you hold down particular letters that have accents on a Mac keyboard, options will pop up, and then you just press the number that corresponds with the accent you want.
Okay. And so overall thoughts.
Anyway, yeah, it was a solid performance. I think Madrid were more meager than perhaps. It's a weird thing about Madrid is that the name and brand recognition of that club means that you're going to get a particular match, and you think that because Chelsea are playing Real Madrid, this is like one of the best teams ever or something like that. But the more you watch that game, they just looked really old. Madrid did. And Kroos, Modric, Benzema, Hazard, Casemiro, Ramos, just the team did not function well. So it's kind of hard for me. Like, it's not like Chelsea played 2016, 2017 Madrid, but they didn't need to. They just played the team that was in front of them. So.
Daniel, is it a case that they looked old or Chelsea make them look old? Because I think people say, oh, no, they look old. But what did the formation and how it was set? Because Google showed me 4-3-3 on Google. And guy said, no, it wasn't 4-3-3. He actually played a 5-3-2 and used Vinicius as a wing.
No, it was a 3-5-2. It was a 3-5-2.
They looked old to me. Like, maybe Chelsea made them look old to you, but, So it's not like, again, Chelsea didn't play this prime Madrid team. But then again, someone could argue that this isn't Chelsea's prime team, given the age of, Mount and Werner, Havertz, like there's some room left to grow for particular players. So, I was impressed though from Tuchel, his tactics, but we've seen it from Wolves that he hasn't changed the formation once. They've been January, February, March, April, May, 5 months basically of the same thing. Chelsea looked like they knew what they were doing. It's been a marked improvement under from the past regime. I guess you guys were into that just before I got in, so I don't want to, stick my foot in Lampard too much. But yeah, it looked better. So, yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not happy. I don't know if I'm meant to say that, but like that, I haven't felt this like overwhelming sense of joy and pride in the team or anything like that. It's just kind of the level of detachment that I have from the club at the moment. But yeah, I'm more happy than I would be if Madrid went through, but it's not saying much.
So let me just hit this. Thank you for the dub. Live hard and die. Harsh. What should we do with Ziyech? Not funny anymore. Doesn't look good, man. Ziyech was brought in for a CL semi, and he was not involved at all whatsoever, man.
It was your boy who bought Ziyech.
Easy, Mike. Meet your mic. But yeah, look, doesn't look good. It's not been that great a season, and I just think that it's just. I think he'd be probably one of those guys that may get discarded in the summer. I just think that this is just one thing that hasn't worked, and I'm not sure whether if Tuchel has plans and he gets back to the summer, I'm not sure whether Ziyech is going to be part of those.
Why
plans.
Not? Why he can at least stay on as a rotation piece, if anything.
Would he want to stay as a rotation piece? Would he be happy with that role?
Chelsea
as a 27, 28-year-old.
Chelsea will be playing 4 competitions next season. If you look at a team like City, who rotate quite a bit, and Tuchel has shown this season that he's a fan of the rotation kind of system. He's not the stick to one team every game. I mean, there's enough game time to go around those attacking players. Because at most, Chelsea are buying 1-2 players, and we know Giroud and Tammy aren't coming back next season. So there's still game time to go around, man. I mean, it's his first season at the end of the day. We're seeing players like Havertz improving towards the end of the season. We've seen Werner, his finishing is still poor, but the guy's movement and in terms of getting the right positions, he still got it. So look, there are still things you can do with these players, and you can't write him off after one season. So give him another season. That's what I say.
I think it's time that we talk about, our namesake here, N'Golo Kante. Can I just start by saying people just can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. And you know what? I'm going to go slightly deep here, but not too deep. Pause. Just drink your drink, Dale. Just drink your damn drink, man. So
don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I can't help it. I always look at people's reactions. So this reminds me of my days back in school in England, where there are people that they love the black joke, and they will keep on going with the black joke again and again and again because they're just so addicted to it. Like, oh my gosh, he runs basically like the headmaster who, when I was playing rugby, when no one was running, he went like, run. And I was like, what? Because I was like, okay, that brings a lot of things. And the thing with Kante is people can't help themselves to do the whole, man, this guy's everywhere. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Oh, he can cover the whole surface and everything. I'm like, this is football. And in football, specifically as a central midfielder, if all you can give me is you can run and cover the whole thing on the pitch, that's not good enough. The thing about Kante is that that's just one of these tools in his bag, is that he covers the area very well. That's just one of his several tools. So I'm happy that I actually put out like a goal analysis video that showed you that Kante is different. And guys, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do we need to thank Sarri?
Stop stealing my tweets.
I don't say, okay, I swear I did not view your tweets. I did not view your tweets. But see, my thing is that, do we need to thank Sarri? Because people say, thank Lampard for bringing in Mount because it was a transfer ban, which means you have to use the youth team. No. But Sarri, who said, Kante, I want you to push up. I want to improve your footballing mechanics. I want you to now be far more effective in the final third. And everyone is like, oh my gosh, Kante can play final third. He's a team and so forth. It was rough for the first few months and so forth, but he got better. He got improved. So Kante now combined those defensive skills that he had at Leicester City and improved his final third skills that Sarri helped him with. So what you're dealing with is a guy he's a complete player. Yeah, he can cover the page, blah, blah, blah. But his decision-making is amazing. His football IQ is amazing. His understanding of the game is amazing. His reading of the game, his reading of situations and understanding the dimensions of situations is amazing. His anticipation of things, of the dynamics of the game is amazing. And you can be the most talented player in the world. And if talent is all you have, go play futsal. 11 aside, at this level, give me that talent, but it now needs to be applied with this. Using your brain, using your football IQ, using your sense, and using your intelligence, and having an understanding. Because a talented player who has poor decision making is useless. He's useless. Yeah, it's cool and everything, but he's useless. You have to have quality decision making. Now you marry talent with quality decision making. Now you're a deadly, deadly player. So for me, Kante has shown again how he's the lifeblood of this team, but I need to push the proper narrative. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense crap about, oh my gosh, Kante is everywhere. No. This is a footballer. This is a player. I'm sorry, what the freak is this? Is this me?
Oh. No. It's me.
Okay.
There you go. Share my screen. Share my screen. Is it up there? Yeah, so I said that Chelsea goal is a credit to Sarri. If he doesn't play Kante in that area for a whole season, I wonder if those touches and decisions are as smooth. Should be a question mark, but that's okay. And yeah, when I saw Kante first, the touch that he took to like his first touch, then to get it around was it Casemiro? There were like four things that he did.
He received the pass. His first touch got past Nacho.
Right.
Then he gave the ball to Werner that got him past Casemiro.
Right.
Then Werner then gave him back the ball, and then Ramos then went down on the ground because Ramos was marking Werner. Then he then brought
Right.
the.
So there were like 4 or 5 things that he did where it's just like, I don't know if he's able to do that as well if he doesn't have like 12 months of being played in an advanced central midfield. Not that he was advanced like a number 8, but just if you have 70% of the ball, where's Kante supposed to go? So he just went forward, and especially if Jorginho's doing all the kind of regista stuff that Sarri asked him to do, then where does Kante go? He goes forward. And, you know, that season where like David Luiz was finding him with passes, and, you know, I think he maybe scored 5 or 6 goals, you know, was it the season where he scored the goal against United? Was that the Sarri season? Where he like dribbled somebody and slotted it against.
No, it was under Antonio Conte.
Okay. But anyway, that kind of Kante, yeah, man. It was just, I was really happy that he had that particular moment in a game like that, because we might see that against, I don't know, Everton. The world's not watching Chelsea against Everton, but the world is watching Chelsea against Madrid on a Wednesday afternoon or evening or morning, perhaps in Eddie's case. Like the whole world is watching that. So for him to have that performance in that specific moment, that he's not just a water carrier, as Tuchel might call him, but he's actually a legitimate footballer, something that we've been seeing since 2015, even 2014, perhaps, if like you look at the French league. It's a good moment to have. So I'm happy that he had that. And then the second goal, obviously, he did something similar. But the second goal is what maybe you more expect, that he pitches the ball, dribbles, finds somebody, then that person creates. That first goal doesn't happen without Kante. Neither does the second, but the first one's just a better example of his overall footballing ability. So I enjoyed that quite a lot. Like, I'm not big on Chelsea anymore. Not as much as I used to be, but the player narratives, especially for someone like Kante, that's what keeps me engaged with this. So I need Kante to get his CL. and then when you guys have your, you know, who's the greatest defensive midfielder of all time conversation, let's talk. And not even defensive midfielder, but just greatest central midfielders of all time. I feel like if he has at least a CL, we can talk.
But as I said again, we need to relax on the whole horseman talk, you know, because you were putting out there saying, no, we need horseman. That's and I love Kante, but horseman. Well,
he has the credentials.
Horseman, it's difficult. Do you know how many players have been there? There are only 5 horsemen. 5 horsemen.
I'm saying he has the credentials to have a debate, whether it's an easy no, medium no, or a difficult no. He has the credentials to.
No. You can have the conversation.
He meets the criteria.
He'll probably lose the conversation, but you can have the conversation.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, you know that Isaiah Thomas, the meme where he was like, "I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't." Like that could be Kante. That's all I'm saying. He's like, what was it? Something like, I don't know what went into that decision. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't. That might be Kante, but at least you can have the conversation because he meets the criteria. But he met the criteria in 2018. This would just be another feather in his cap, so to speak. But I'm talking too much.
Ijoba Conte. Actually, one more thing I want to talk about Kante, because we've seen this guy for more than 5 years now. Like I keep saying, people disrespect him a lot because that's because like he's been injured under Sarri for like a season. He's not that kind of player who has that shout to players. It's kind of very player who's very kind of doesn't talk, very easy on pitch. I think it's been disrespected a lot, and I watched that Mauricio Sarri season very well. That was the year Kante has his best season, because Chelsea fans were like, "Why are you playing Kante as a number 7? Why are you playing as a right wing? Why are you playing as a left?" I was like, guys, do you guys have brain, or do you even watch football? Because this guy's not even playing on the right wing. He's a box to box midfielder, so he can easily attack and can defend. There's a difference between a DM and a box to box. I don't understand people's understanding logic when watching football. Because he's playing Kante as a 7, so we don't want him. Saribo, we're not enjoying Saribo. Sari must go. Why? You have someone who has 25 years of experience in coaching management. Who tells you Kante is not a DM, it's a box to box. I want him to do he understands that the defensive job as a player. I don't need to explain to him. His job is to have that technical ability as a midfielder in terms of passing and scoring goals. That is what Mauricio Sarri said to Kante. Why are people using ideology in terms of understanding football? Our brain is not dead enough. We watch football. I don't know. Maybe people watch back of the TV, or maybe they listen to their printer or their laptop or something else. It's football. You watch football. We can see this guy. Yes, if you want him to defend, he will defend. I get that. But Kante is a box to box player. It's not a DM. It's not a DM. It's a box to box. So I don't understand what ideology of people understanding of Kante because he doesn't play as a DM. He's finished. He's trash. What? And I keep telling you this thing in terms of this thing. I had the conversation about Liverpool fans yesterday. They almost kill me on social media when people telling me, "Hey, Steven Gerrard, do have better legacy than N'Golo Kante?" And I was like, "What? What? Are you guys mad? Who have a better legacy than Kante? If Kante win that UCL, Gerrard's career is over because he has everything as a player."
Isn't his career over already?
No, I'm saying because I don't understand Liverpool fans. I don't get their brain when they talk at Gerrard has a better career than Kante in terms of legacy. I say what? Kante already won a back-to-back EPL. He already won so many. He already won the World Cup. So tell me, if he win that UCL, Gerrard should not be even in that competition at all. It should be over, officially over. So what's going on with them? What's going on?
It's the hands. It's the.
What's it called? Eddie, talk to me. Editor, talk to me. Kante.
There's a reason why I put my name as Kante FC today, bro. Because it's time for people to give that guy his props. You know, all these fools have been talking about Mason Mount all season. Let me tell you right now, Mason Mount is not the best Chelsea player in the team. Please.
What were you doing with that bottle right there, Havo? Like, what just happened?
Yeah, Eddie, can you continue talking?
I was like, what?
Eddie, what's it called? You were talking about cancer.
Nah, look.
Havo forgot he was on camera for like 5 seconds.
Mason Mount ain't the best Chelsea. He ain't the best player on the team. It's that simple. Can you imagine if Mount did that turn or that touch yesterday, what people would have been saying, or how big that whole thing would have been clipped and posted all over social media?
He did it against Wolves, and people lost their minds. So I couldn't imagine.
He did the one against Porto, and people were nearly losing their shit over it. Like, give Kante his props. If you're going to do something for Mason Mount, then do it for Kante as well. Kovacic as well is up there. Rudiger, I mean, if you look at the overall players, Rudiger is... Oh.
That guy that tells his name is Ramon Aziz. You don't watch... I can tell you. Do you have a plasma TV in your house? Or you watch black and white in your house?
He said you watch black and white TV.
No, I'm asking, do you watch black and white?
Let's get this straight. If you watched that game yesterday and had a proper footballing brain, you would have known Kante was the best player on that pitch, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. It was absolutely unfair. Like, that guy was playing in a different stratosphere to everyone else on that pitch.
Real quick on that point, because I wanted just to because I was watching the BT Sports clips, and again, England's Patriots merchants, all that kind of stuff. The headline was Mount stars as Chelsea defeats Real Madrid. I was like, how do you watch the game and you come and say Mount stars? That's just madness. That is madness.
That's why I came on yesterday, HH, and I told you it just had to be that guy to score the win, to score the goal that sealed the whole tie. Because if that didn't happen, I don't think we're having this right now. Kante was the story of both ties. Anyone who watched both ties would have known if Kante doesn't play for Chelsea, Chelsea probably don't win. That's a possible fact. That's something people need to actually think about and realize. Okay, maybe the Chelsea defense still hold up, but it's a much closer game. You're probably going to penalties. That's what we're looking at. Because that stuff he did for the first goal. Not many players out there can do that. Not many attacking midfielders can do that kind of stuff. And I'll give it to Daniel. Yeah, you can have your flowers, man. Credit Sarri. Yeah, the tweet was true. Credit Sarri, because Sarri, I mean, that 12 months with Sarri, 12 months with Sarri helped him tremendously. Because what the hell is this Roy D? Better not be a Rory Jenkins burner account or something. But that 12 months with Sarri definitely helped him, because you can see his touch on the ball, his passing, his 1-2s, the way, because prior to Sarri coming in, his job was win the ball, give it off, win the ball, lay it off. But Sarri said, look, you're more than that. He was able to extract different elements of his game and highlight those. It's not like it wasn't there before. It was just, look, let's not look at this black dude and think, yep, pace, power, merchant, win the ball back, dish it off. But Jesus Christ, get the shit off my screen, man. Kovacic was injured, for goodness sake. If Kante doesn't play, you're playing Billy Gilmore, or you're playing a double pivot of Mount and Jorginho.
Oh, no.
I told you this thing. I told you on your chat. You haven't
Kovacic and Jorginho can make up for Kante. Kante isn't needed. That's
Kovacic is not doing what Kante did yesterday.
I'll always tell you this. Those people on your chat, they watch black and white TV. They don't watch plasma or LCD or whatever they call it in their house. They watch black and white. So when they watch black and white, they only see half black, half white. So they always thought, oh, is Kante black or white? I don't know, it's either black or white, or is it Afghanistan, something like that. So when you have your chat people watching black and white TV, it's a problem.
I'm telling you right now, Kovacic is not doing anything close to what Kante did yesterday. He doesn't get any attacking positions that Kante gets into. Yes, he's good passing the ball and distributing the ball. He doesn't do the 1-2s like that. That was a different level of performance yesterday. And if anyone wants to argue, go argue with your mom. Seriously, don't put shitty comments like that up here, man. But now I lost where I was. But not many players can do what Kante did on that pitch yesterday. And like I'll say it again, Kante, you take Kante out of the team yesterday, Chelsea probably don't win that convincingly. Because one, I haven't even talked about the part where, you take Kante out, Modric and Kroos have more time on the ball, so pick their passes and do what they do. We haven't even talked about what he did defensively. We're talking about just offensively right now, the elements he brought to that Chelsea team. It's mad, man. And like I was saying, yep, credit Sarri, because Sarri saw something. I mean, in some ways he kind of had to, because Kante didn't fit the way he was going to play. If he was going to play Kante as just that water carrier, like Tuchel says, or ball winning midfielder, like Tuchel, describes him as. But he had to find another role for him, and that role surprisingly has worked. And that's why I said you should have kept Sarri. But hey, Chelsea ended up in a good position now, so it is what it is.
When was the last time somebody won man of the match from UEFA in both legs of a semi-final? I wonder. Because he did it.
He did it,
He was man of the match in the first leg.
H, put the comment up from Roy D. This is how dumb people are, man. This is how you can't make this up.
Roy D, like this,
great, this is the
problem, Roy D. Let me respond to this guy. This is the problem. I understand.
You can't make
Matthew Kovacic is good as a player, but see, when you watch ball with brain, not with stomach, or not with hand, or not with leg, you watch ball with your eyes, and you use your intelligence. to idealize football. You won't be saying this bullshit you're saying. N'Golo Kante is far better player, better than Jorginho, Kante, Messi, Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, and all. He's a world-class player in that team. N'Golo Kante himself only is a world-class player in that team. Don't ever put Kovacic in that scenario of Kante. Kante is shit for guy in that team entirely. Kovacic is still learning from Kante because he's still a baby under Kante. Well, don't get that guy has done for so many years. You can't compete. Please, I beg. Use your brain when you watch football. I beg.
Madrid.
I have granted on Lampard. Don't let me come and Kovacic. I beg. Please use your brain.
This is a Madrid will kill to have Kante right now. Kovacic is a freaking Real Madrid reject. Think about that for 5 seconds. But apparently he's nowhere near. Get out of here, man. Continue.
I think what he's confusing is your footballing, just like your footballing ability with how good you are as a player. I told you, a futsal, like the best futsal player in the world, will probably be trash in a game. So all because you have great ball control, great balance, can dribble, good look and go, doesn't mean that you'll be effective in a game. Thomas Muller wouldn't be great at futsal, but every manager will want Thomas futsal in an 11-a-side for football game. So your points is a moot point. We're not discussing about, of course, Kovacic, footballing wise, is probably the most talented footballer in the team. Yeah, we get that. But that alone won't get you to win trophies. It's about how can you apply that and how effective can you be in the context of the game. And Kante is far more effective in the context of the game than your Kovacic.
Madrid and Inter Milan brought 70 to 80 million for N'Golo Kante. Magna Canaskia said no, it's not going anywhere. That shows how important it is for that team. They brought so money. They want to buy Kante, especially in Inter Milan. Because Kante was telling the board, give me Kante. Magana said no, it's going nowhere. Whatever you want, because he's the highest player in Chelsea Football Club. He's getting almost like 290 or 30 something in Chelsea. He's the highest player. So he said no, it's going nowhere. So for you to tell me Kovacic is better, no, you gotta watch. But people have been watching football for like 90 something. You can't just tell me Kovacic. Yes, Kovacic may have taken Champions League, but please, there's a difference between a footballing player and just a normal player who play. Kovacic literally play as a backup, not as a substitute in Madrid. He can't even start for Madrid. So you're gonna tell me something that has been starting for a club for a consecutive season? No, I don't get.
Do you know what it is? Kovacic is he's like he's very, very good two-dimensional player. Kante, I believe, is a three-dimensional player that he does more things well. Even though the thing that Kovacic does, he does better than anybody in the team. Kante just offers more all round. And that's why most people would want him in their team if you gave them the choice over him or Kovacic, you know? So it's that. Also, are we done with the Kante praise? Are we finished? Okay. we need to talk about. Well, actually, no. I have one last point.
Please,
Lampard.
If it's who I'm thinking about, okay. Cool.
Lampard has crimes. Crime contre l'humanité. Crimes against humanity. Because he had the whole world thinking that N'Golo Kante was finished.
Oh, I already said that.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Like, come on, man. This guy, take him to The Hague. Now, do you think Kepa saves those Benzema shots?
I just put it in the chat before you actually freaking.
He had two of them. Two. Do you think Kepa saves those Benzema shots? And be honest with yourself.
Daniel, when Benzema did that turn and shoot, when the ball ripples the net, Kepa will then dive. So after the ball has ripped open the net, Kepa was like, now? Are you sure? Oh, yeah. That's
the
what
second
Kepa
one would have gone through his
Kepa
hands. The second one, the quick reaction save would have gone through Kepa's hands. Like
100%.
So as much as we want to big up Kante, Edouard Mendy maybe had a better argument for man of the match.
Oh, I gave him his props yesterday. That's
so. He was really good.
Nah,
But do you know what it was? As good as he was, Courtois was better. So he wasn't even the best goalkeeper that played. But in terms of the context of the match, if Benzema scores the goal first and it's 1-0, the whole dynamic of the game changes. And that first shot, you could even the way it was bending, like that goes in more times than it doesn't.
I thought it was in already.
So and he put it perfectly, like he aimed outside the post and it was coming back in.
Okay, do you want me to be really scientific here and really, as the Americans say, nerdy with this
Okay.
whole thing? Because I looked at it again from behind Benzema. It wasn't to the corner. Now, I don't, let's see, for me,
You think so?
you know, see, for me, I am crediting Mendy's reactions rather than him having to stretch. Because, see, if it was in the corner, it hits your tip. But the way basically it was going in, but he didn't. Basically, he didn't, because the perfection is you bend it all the way out and you curve it.
Come back in. But still, it was close enough, man.
Probably it didn't really cover all the way out. It was really just going in a sort of straight direction towards the goal. So
I felt like it bent to the post.
See, the same is so quality because remember, we are doing it in slow motion. In fast motion, remember, Benzema just turns, shoots. So his reactions to that makes it quality, but it wasn't the perfect kind of. Is it R2 or RB or whatever you press on FIFA? It wasn't the perfect into the
What is
corner
it?
thing.
Is it R1 for the finesse?
I think it's RB. I think it's RB and square. Finesse shots, finesse.
Oh, I think it's R1.
Yeah, I think it's R1. It's like
wait. Live chat on FIFA. What is finesse shots? Live chat. What is
I have no idea what the buttons actually do. I just know how to. It's a feel thing. Like I can play, but
it's R1. It's R1.
Yeah, it's R1. It's R1. It's R1. That's what I thought. Like it's not one of the bottom buttons. It's right top. Anyway,
I think the problem with it is under Lampard. The problem with Arrizabalaga is we call it kind of confidence issue. Lampard himself isn't
just one problem.
Isn't a manager that can motivate a player. When you look at the way he coached the players, like because when we can talk about Lampard's experience as a manager, but we need to talk about Arrizabalaga too as a goalkeeper. See, if you're an experienced manager who coach a team, you have that positivity around you and you have that experience. If a goalkeeper is worst, no matter how good that goalkeeper is, at least you will have that positivity. You believe that Arrizabalaga has kept 5 clean sheets under Thomas Tuchel? Tell me, how many clean sheets have they kept under Lampard? I need to know.
Give more credit to the team structure on defense, man.
No. I need to know how many clean sheets has Arrizabalaga kept.
Okay, Abdullah, the question is how many shots has Kepa saved in that time? Let's talk about that first. Like, if you saved only 3 shots and we're talking about 5 games, then come on, damn. You're on holiday back there, man.
Well, I think the only thing I can give
I
Kepa
can't give that to Kepa like that.
If it is going to penalties, I will trust Arrizabalaga in penalties. I don't trust Mendy. I will trust even Caballero in penalty because I know out of 5 penalties, Arrizabalaga will save 3 or 4. I am that confident in him. He's a very good shot stopper in penalty saves.
Here's the key thing, because Ablaki brings up an excellent point. If let's say it's going to penalties, I would, and it would be a huge move. I would take off Mendy and bring in Caballero or thingy for penalties, because
based on what?
Because that's what because again that's what Van Gaal did in the World Cup. Like, there are keepers.
We've seen Mendy against penalties, Eddie. He's not. That's not his specialty.
For whatever reason. I've only seen Mendy against Tottenham, which was his first game for Chelsea.
Yep.
Which other penalties have you seen him verse against?
Like ones in the season, like foul in the box, penalty awarded against Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I don't think he saved one. Also, I think there are guys who are bad in context of a game and really good at penalties. I think that is a particular kind of skill, because that is where you can just sort of make an educated guess as to where guys are going to go. Like, there's this guy also, I think it's Sergio Rico, who I think is for Sevilla or something. Not the greatest keeper in the world, but his penalty saving was amazing. He was just really good at penalties. So there are guys who are. Sarri would have won a trophy, another trophy, if it wasn't for Kepa, because Caballero saves one of those City penalties. no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
I mean, if you're bringing on Caballero, if you're bringing on Caballero, I get it.
Wait, didn't Kepa save one?
Nah, I'm pretty sure he hit the post or something.
No,
I
he
don't
saved
know.
one. He saved from Leroy Sané.
Yeah, he saved
Yeah,
one.
Leroy Sané.
No, but he would have saved. I'm thinking
Aguero.
Caballero. He would have saved that one because it just wasn't a good penalty.
Aguero.
And he would have saved the Aguero one.
Yeah, Aguero's one wasn't a
Plus,
great penalty.
he knows City. That's where he used to play, so he knows where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
And then that would create tension within the takers, like Kepa. I mean, it's just it is what it is. And people gas Kepa because of the the Jovic penalty with Eintracht Frankfurt where he hit his knee. That was fucking luck. So
I understand.
Yeah, that was just.
I was listening to what Edouard Mendy was saying before the Madrid match. He said because they asked him if in terms of penalty, if Chelsea goes to penalty, have you spoken to Peter Cech first about penalties? He said no, I haven't spoken to him, but I will speak to him. He said it himself in the newspaper. He said, I haven't spoken to Peter Cech yet about penalties, but I will speak to him. When they asked him, what if Chelsea go to penalty? Are you confident about saving penalty? He said no, but I haven't spoken to Peter Cech yet because he brought me to the club. I will speak to him when it comes to that situation of things. When we get that, I will speak to Cech in terms of attacker taking penalties, how confident I am as a penalty, or will I be placed to get someone in terms of penalty saves?
What the hell is HHL to?
No, I'm trying to get my what's it called, my massage thingy. Okay, you'll see. Now, guys, I want everybody to be truthful here. How many of you guys held your breath when when the ball was up in the air? He was 2 yards away. You hold your breath.
I didn't know exactly where the ball was. So I saw it hit the bar, and I figured, okay, Courtois is gonna come claim it. But then I lost flight of the ball, and then Werner just heads it in. So, I mean, on replay, I was like, ooh, he could have maybe missed that one. It would have been funny if he missed, but nah. Once I saw it again, I wasn't really worried. What the hell?
Are you swimming?
This guy is weird, bro. He's about to go skydiving on us, bro.
Is that
is that what you bought with the Patreon money? He bought a massage.
Or is that abracadabra?
Ignore me. Keep talking. So Werner, how did Werner play? What did he think about that whole?
Nah, I wasn't. He didn't worry me too much. Nah. I think I got annoyed with him once where he tried to play a square pass instead of shoot. But other than that, he wasn't too annoyed.
I only got annoyed from the offside. And I think I sent a message to the chat when he done that because I could tell from where I was, everyone and their grandmas knew you were offside. Why the hell don't you just hold your own for like 1 extra second and you still score that goal? That was the thing that annoyed me about that. But once the ball hit the bar and I saw Werner, I was like, just get the ball in, man. I didn't hold my breath, but it was just like, really, you can't miss this. Like you're actually standing on the freaking line. All you have to do is, even if it misses your head, just get your nose to the ball and it goes in. But yeah, didn't really have too much of a concern on that. If he missed that, I don't know, man.
Like I don't think there was enough time for him to think about missing it.
Yeah,
I think it just all happened. So
yeah,
I'm worried about Werner, Morata, those kinds of strikers when they have a lot of time. 1v1, place your shot, kind of like what was happening in the second half, where Mount had time to place his shot, Havertz had time to place his shot, Kante had time to place a shot, and they all it hit Courtois' feet or whatever it was. I think even Werner had a chance. I'm more worried about those from Chelsea. Like, if Chelsea have that same finishing against Manchester City in the final, they're not going to win. Like the idea that they missed 4, 5, 6 chances that they could have gotten the 2 before the Mount basically game ender. I swore up and down Madrid were going to score because that's how football works.
Yeah.
You miss chance after chance after chance after chance, and then the team that's trash somehow finds a way to get a goal.
I was
what's
worried
funny
about
part?
that as well.
I was doing a watch along. I almost have a cardiac attack with the so many chances we were missing. I almost had an hypertension with that so many chances. Like I just can't believe it. I was like, can someone just score this goal, please? Please, can someone just score, please? Please.
Also, Havertz, I think, was lucky to stay on. Put it this way, I think the referees were playing against Madrid, but let's not bring that up right now.
In what way? Maybe the natural way.
Bro,
Nacho was even lucky because Nacho should have gotten a red card too.
The first Kante challenge on Kroos, I'm surprised that wasn't a booking.
No, I think it was Christensen as well.
The Havertz challenge on, I'm forgetting who it was on. I'm surprised he didn't get booked.
Ramos.
And then he kept fouling. It was like his third foul, and he still wasn't booked yet. I'm like, what's going on? Then first half ends. There was a goal. There was like a few injuries and stoppage. No extra time. I'm like, what's going on? So it just went straight to halftime after 45 minutes. I'm like, what? UEFA's doing something to make sure Perez doesn't get into that final. So I think I think Chelsea for one actually had the refs in their pocket to an extent.
Oh man. Nah, if you that first half, Chelsea actually came to play like football, if you know what I mean. And some of the challenges were mad. And I was surprised. I think they only got away with one yellow. But I mean first half.
Jorginho got booked.
Jorginho got booked. Christensen didn't get booked until the second half. That was surprising to me.
Wait. Would you argue
that looks like a jetpack?
No, it's like a whole, because my neck is very stiff. I've got like neck spasms.
I've always told you don't abracadabra wishes. I always tell you.
Okay, let me land.
The red thing behind it looks like you're a villain.
Like all those
like a cartoon,
like a roller thing,
and everything.
Yeah.
So would you say that? That was? Come on, man. Could you argue that was Havertz's best ever game for Chelsea? Performance-wise, let's just remove goal, just performance-wise.
Didn't he score a hat-trick?
He put the ball through Kroos's legs? Did you see when he put the ball through Kroos's legs?
Yeah. Yo, I saw a clip today that Casemiro smacked Toni Kroos after he got nutmegged. There was like a video, Kroos gets nutmegged, and then they said that Casemiro smacked him while he passed him.
Damn.
I don't know, but yeah, hasn't Havertz scored a hat trick this season?
Yeah, he's got a hat trick.
What was the team? It was FA Cup, League Cup, something like that.
It was League Cup.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest.
That was probably his best game then. 3 goals. I'll give it to you. But you mean like totality for the
performance.
Performance. You perform.
I'm not really good at recalling performances like that.
I don't know if yesterday was his best performance, but it's probably up there. Oh
no, sorry, Barnsley. It was Barnsley. Barnsley.
Right. I don't know if anyone's trying to remember the team scored a hat trick against in the League Cup, but good luck with that. But I think it was up there in terms of the performance. It was a very controlled, mature performance from Havertz yesterday. I mean, I don't remember much because, I mean, unless you want to talk about the games where he scored goals and all that kind of stuff, then you probably say the Barnsley game was one of them. There's a game where he scored 2 goals, I think, as well recently. Was it the Everton game or the Crystal Palace games? You can put those in as well. Palace. So he's got games where he scored goals, but in terms of the overall performance, yesterday was probably up there. What was able to do up front.
HH, you already know my love for this guy already. You know my love for me from day one.
Oh,
you know?
Please don't.
No. Out of all those signings they've signed, you know how much I adore this guy. So you know, I'm not here for that DH, the limo. I'm not here for that kind of crap. I'm not here for that. You know my love from this guy from day one. Kai Havertz, you've known him from day one. So I wasn't even surprised with the performance because he's shown this performance in Bayer Leverkusen. So I can already see him just getting better and better as a player. And remember, he's just 21, so it will get better as time goes on for me. So I'm not surprised. I'm just happy he's showing his performance and his potential as a player, which makes me happy because that is the player I've vouched for from day one. That has been someone I've always said, yes, this guy has a potential. We can unlock this potential with a better manager, not a Siberia Class A manager we had.
He's relaxed. He's a legend. He's a legend. He's a legend.
I don't care about him. Legend. Drogba is a legend.
He's like Kante. He's
Drogba was a legend. He's a legend.
He's a legend as well.
I don't care, man.
Relax, chill. Before races start coming, brace to you. So I want to talk about Antonio. So this guy was called a bully.
Snake.
He was exiled, and he was pretty much over on his way out. You know what I always say? There are two types of captains. There is like your silence leader.
I can't take you serious with this shit going on behind you.
Okay. There's your look. I'm just gonna ignore you. There's your silence leader, and then there is your vocal leaders. Almost you can even look at it for Jen like. There's your Oliver Kahn kind of captain, then there's your Philip Lam kind of captain. If it's down to me, I'd probably make Kante captain because he leads by example. But really, the captain of this team is Rudiger, because you can tell that he is popular in the dressing room, and also as well, you can just look at his leadership on the pitch. This guy, since Tuchel has come in, has been one of the most consistent performance. So, Daniel, talk to Rudiger and how impactful he's been and why he was about to be thrown under the bus.
One thing I enjoy about Rudiger is that he's always down just to shoot whenever, wherever. So at least one time a game, he'll just decide, all right, fuck it. And then he'll shoot. And his shooting technique is actually pretty good from long distance. So he's stung Courtois' palms.
His passing is very good as well.
So that's something I enjoy about him. But yeah, a couple years ago, when Chelsea signed him, I remember thinking the last German Chelsea had was Schürrle, if I'm not mistaken. And before that, maybe like Ballack or somebody like that. So I was thinking he doesn't have a natural space in the team. You know, the Spanish people, you had, Fabregas, Alonso, Pedro, Azpilicueta, Arrizabalaga. Like you had all those players to where, the Spanish players have their clique. Then you had the Francophone team with, Kante, Zuma, Bakayoko, Hazard. Did I say Zuma already? Batshuayi. I know I repeated one of those names, but like they have their place. Then obviously the English crew has their place. The young guys, the older guys, they can all get along. But there was no real natural space, I thought, for Rudiger because he's not English, although he can speak English. He's not French. Maybe. Oh, and obviously the Brazilians have their own place. So you have Willian, David Luiz, even Jorginho and Emerson, who are Italian. They still have their little Brazilian place. So there was an English, French, Portuguese, Spanish clique, but there's nobody, or there was no place really for a German, I thought, in terms of the squad dynamic. So I was like, where does he fit in? Come to find, his personality makes him fit seemingly everywhere, that he gets along. If you look at like the club videos and the TikToks and the Instagram stories and this and that, like he's just always everywhere messing with people, just being fun. So I was like, when the David Luiz characters leaves, when I don't even know, Willian and like just the old guard, like who steps up and becomes not necessarily the captain, as you say, with like Azpilicueta or those guys, but who's like the dressing room glue, like who brings all of these sides together. At one point it was Drogba, then it was David Luiz. So I'm like, who is this next guy? I thought it could be Zuma, but ever increasingly I'm seeing, I think it's Rudiger, who's like, he brings people together, although, he has little beefs here and there. Then this offseason, they bring in Werner, they bring in Havertz. He's apparently key in bringing those guys in. Lampard leaves, you bring the German manager. So now this guy who didn't really have a home now has people of his language and culture now in the team. So I think that strengthens his position even more, to where Lampard wasn't playing him. He was on the outskirts. Tuchel comes in and immediately he's back in the team. Why? Man, Tuchel probably knows his capabilities. He's a German international, etc., etc. He has friends probably in Havertz and Werner. That reminds me, I need to shave. I'm looking crazy. Take that off the screen, bro. That's distracting. So I think Rudiger's standing in the Chelsea squad has vastly improved because he had to establish relationships with many people when he first arrived, and now that he has a manager and teammates who know him on a better and deeper level, I think it's a perfect match. And his playing ability, I think, has grown along with that. So I remember when he was at Roma, he had like the bad ACL injury. He wasn't in the 2014 World Cup, I think, because of that injury. But he's always been on a trajectory of being one of the better center backs in Europe, or at least he was for a time. So I don't think he's ever going to be like the best defender in Europe or anything like that, but he's a solid player for Chelsea. So that fans were like, he's a snake, he's this, he's that. Like, you just take one report against Frank Lampard and then you spin that into he's evil, he has to go, this, that. But it's all fickle. How do you pronounce the first part of your name, Abdullahi, right here? What does that mean? Does that have a meaning? What's the meaning?
An African meaning. Ijoba means like a prince or like hierarchy.
Got you. Okay.
So, Antonio Rudiger, HH, like I said already, when you have a 2 years apprenticeship as a manager, it doesn't work. It doesn't correlate together. It does not, because we know Rudiger to have a person who has character. So when you have a player who has character in your team, for an inexperienced manager to come into the team, how does it work? It doesn't work because we know that those correlations will not fit in. And to what Daniel said, Daniel already nailed everything. You already know the point already in terms of Antonio Rudiger for me. Ever since Tuchel has taken over, Rudiger has been massive a lot. He's been like, whoa. It's been really up there. So credit has to be given to him because ever since Tuchel came in, he's been exceptional as a player. Another Lampard too. I wasn't surprised because people were like, this guy didn't play. He had a fight with Arisa Balaga. It was a big fight. I was like, Matlo, what the heck are you testing? Matlo is one of the hatest journalists in Chelsea because all what he does is he loves Lampard. Lampard wasn't given chance because Lampard is a legend. Get the heck out of here, Mr. Matlo, please. Don't even put him in that presser anymore, please. Because I understand you can be a journalist, but you can't be a journalist who is senseless and who doesn't have brain. To write ridiculous stuff out just because player had a clash with a opposing player in the pitch. You play football. You can train and hit your other players in pitch. It's normal thing. It's called contact. You can have contact with your opposing player in pitch. It's training. It doesn't happen that in pitch, but it's in training. You can just kind of figure it out. I don't know, that kind of happen. Just let it go. We play every team. Can it go? But for a journalist to come out and say, "What guy is a snake? What guy is a bully? He had a deal with Areza Balaga. He's a bully. Doesn't have this on the Lampard." Please, man, Matt Law, if you're listening to me, get the heck out of that journalist place. You're pissing me off. Get out. You are pissing me off because we know so many journalists who have brain, who are not senseless like you. Who write? Before they write, they read. Before they write, they use their brain.
Who's your favorite Chelsea journalist, Abdullahi? Do you have one that you like?
The one that writes for The Athletic, Simon Johnson.
Simon Johnson, okay.
Oh, no, but it's him and Liam Toomey, who I was having beef with on Twitter.
Recently?
Liam is okay.
Because I think previously, before you came, he had an article that said that, let's give Lampard some credits for the renaissance that he started at Chelsea. And basically everybody was clowning him in the
Renaissance?
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, and then he said, oh, you haven't read the article I said. So as someone said, either it's clickbait or why do I need to read the article? Because the headline should either tell me, should either be a summation of what your article is about or it's clickbait. So if it's clickbait, that is a very clownish thing to do as a journalist. If it's a summation, cool. Like we Renaissance, that's enough for us to say, no, There's no way you can spin that in an article of how that's a renaissance. How Lampard brought a renaissance. So
and the problem, like I tell you last time when Lampard was there, the problem started from the hierarchy, Roman himself. The first mistake he made was bringing Lampard into the team because we know Chelsea fans, they are toxic. Chelsea fans is like this, and they go like this, and they go like this. Toxic is a problem because Roman created this problem for himself as the owner. You brought in a legend in, you know the attachment of Chelsea fans with Lampard. Attachment is gonna be cordial. Now it's gonna be sad. People are gonna be, I was crying, I lost my sleep, I was falling sick because Lampard was not supposed to be sad, was supposed to be given time to like December, February, January. What? So are you telling me Roman will be looking at folding in his arms? Oga Lampard, continue doing your job, don't worry. I like you as a player, don't worry. You go do well now, don't worry. I will retain you as a manager. No. Roman is a owner. And his understanding is, my club is collapsing. I beg, I need to do something. Chelsea Football Club is already collapsing with the Chelsea fan base, where is a toxic. Chelsea fans is toxic. So we're having a toxic and a collapsing club. How can they work, HH? It's like having a water, it's like having a fire now. And you are putting petrol in that fire. What are you doing? You are creating that fire. You're already dead already. There's a fire now. You're putting petrol inside. What are you doing? You're killing yourself already. How are you going to be adding petrol in that fire again? You want to die? You want to burn yourself into ashes? That's like putting Chelsea fans' toxicity and Lampard sentiment into together. It's like fire and petrol. It can't work. It's dead. It's going to dead entirely. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. So Roman himself already know. I am putting this I am causing a problem into the Chelsea fan base already. It's a problem. It's causing a problem. He already started the job as an owner. He knows I'm doing this thing. I'm causing a problem, and he already realized, oh, this can't work, man. Oga Lampard, get out of my club. I beg. I'm sorry. Get out. You do the right thing at the right time. So Chelsea fans need to understand something. There's a difference between Chelsea, Lampard as a player, and Lampard as a manager. It needs to stop, please. It needs to stop. So we need to understand that. So Rudiger coming in, we know Rudiger's character. We know he has character. He's the most vocal player in that Chelsea team. You need that as a club. You need someone that is vocal, who can speak, who can go when something goes wrong. Hey guys, what are we doing? This is Chelsea, man. This is the title winning. We can't be doing this. As a vocal man who will talk. When something goes wrong, you'll see him talking. So I wouldn't blame Rudiger because it's someone I love most as a player, that you need a player who is vocal in that dressing room, who will talk, and is the most likable player in that dressing room because people like it. Carlo, Kepa, and other kind of player, they like him, but because he's very the kind of way he does it as a player is very very vocal with them, talking with them, dancing, cracking some jokes. So I can understand that. So Matt Lock coming out and just saying bullshit, rubbish, and ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Like when I listen, when I read that, I was like, get this man out of here, man. Get out. I beg, get out.
Okay, but can I ask a question? Oh, maybe Eddie hasn't spoken about Rudiger yet, so I'll let him go before I speak.
Yeah, just a quick one on Rudiger. I mean, I remember at the start of the season when Werner and Havertz got recruited, and we all sat here and said, "Thanks, Rudiger, but you're on the way out." It's pretty funny how things have kind of turned. But Rudiger his personality is one of a leader. And one that's a no-nonsense kind of attitude where it doesn't work for everyone. And if it doesn't work for you, then too bad. But in the context of a team like Chelsea, that's something they kind of need, especially given the fact that they have a lot of youngsters. You need someone who's going to be there to say, look, this is the standard and we don't mess around with it. Because the problem with the old manager and certain things around that was it was always put your arm around them like, oh yeah, don't worry, it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll consider 4 today. Yeah, don't worry, it'll be 2 tomorrow. And no, really, guys, they're like, we shouldn't be conceding at all. Like, I think even there was a time, wasn't it during Kante's period or Sarri's, where Rudiger came after a Champions League game and basically said, we're playing like trash, we need to improve, something like that. That's his personality, and that's one of, I mean, like H said, a leader, someone who acts like a captain. Because Aspilicueta has got the armband, but I I don't see him as the main leader in the team. I'm looking at the Thiago Silva first of all. Then you're looking at your Rudiger before you maybe get to your Aspilicueta, because these are the guys who actually have that thing where they walk up to you and tell you, "Yo, fix up your shit, man. You're playing horrible today." I don't see an Aspilicueta doing that. And you can see even sometimes, depending on...
Remember the whole Kepa fiasco? Remember what Aspilicueta was doing? He was hiding.
Exactly.
Imagine Rudiger was that when Rudiger was playing that match. I can bet Ariza Balaga will not go well. He will not go well that day.
No.
Rudiger
Is
a madman.
Would have been yanked and
It will carry him out. That's it. I beg, we won't win this match.
Yeah,
Get out of
exactly.
here.
So, and one thing that he's done in the last couple of games, even in Champions League, you see how he stands up for himself and his teammates. Like he's not going to take shit from opposition. You saw what he did after the West Brom thing. You have a big loss like that. Hey, anybody wants it, you can have it. Turns out it was Kepa, unfortunately. So look, that's a character you need in your squad. That's a personality that you need in your squad. And lucky for Chelsea, they didn't sell him when they wanted to, because imagine he went to Tottenham with Mourinho. that would have been a different story. But luckily Chelsea still haven't. Hey, look, I say right now he probably deserves a new contract.
How old is he? 26, 27?
27? I think it's 27.
He
probably deserves a new contract.
Yeah.
Because something people forget last season is he came in the middle of the season injured to a different style, in a way, to the way the team played before. And that's probably why he looked as bad as he did, because let's be honest, last season he looked bad. He looked horrible. But then looking back now, how many Chelsea defenders actually looked good last season? Not very many. So look, I think it's probably earned that contract, man, and they should give him a new contract, because I don't see many defenders that can help us in the next 2-3 years in there besides him. I mean, Silva will be good for next season, but who's there at centre back? You need someone to kind of hold the fort, and that can't be Zuma anymore.
Why not?
I don't think Tuchel fancies Zuma, man. I just don't. I don't know what it is about Zuma. Maybe it's the ball playing abilities, or I don't know, or maybe too many rash mistakes. Because yes, I say Kante, Zuma is good, but he's
the best natural defender of the center backs that they have, but he's not the best ball player or like the best technical one.
Yeah.
So I wonder
that is part of it.
Daniel, I get that, but
that is part of it.
But Zuma is like one of my guys call it on my stream, loose guard. Lugard is like a loose guard of a player. It's like Chris James, when the player is attacking him, like he forget himself totally as a center back. And look at Zuma like Zuma waiting the work. You have pace. You can go to that player and step back. I was like, what's going on with you? You lose concentration a lot as a defender. As a defender, you need to have this concentration. You need to be very focused, and you need to know when to step out of your defense and when to stay back.
To be
Zuma
fair,
doesn't have it. He doesn't have it.
To start the season, and when we first when we got football back, wasn't Lampard playing Silva and Zuma? And wasn't that working well? So like what happened between then and now? Because Lampard was like chopping and changing his center backs.
Yeah.
And we would come on here and complain, or at least half open I would. Like you can't keep changing your center backs. And Lampard said something to the effect of, I have a bunch, I'm gonna keep swapping and like just doing nonsense. So when he stuck with Silva and Zuma, I thought that was going well. So I'm wondering but maybe just Tuchel has his own ideas. But my point was to Zuma actually. Did you guys have an issue? Maybe you wouldn't, but did you have an issue with Hazard and Zuma kind of being buddy at the end of the game?
No,
no.
I don't.
Because
if you were a Madrid fan, would you?
No. Okay. See, here's the thing here.
Because Zuma is another dressing room character that people obviously have an affinity for.
My thing is
Hazard being one of them.
It's like, let's just try and play as to what's likely would have happened. I get it. You lost the semi-final and so forth. The game is done. It's finished. We're out and so forth. And again, look, I've not seen it before. Again, how you going and so forth. What if Zuma cracked a really good joke? Because
I don't
we
think
all
he
know
needs to,
from
man.
Zuma's Instagram and so forth, Zuma is obviously the funny guy in the
I just
dressing room.
think Zuma has to laugh, and you'll laugh with his laugh.
Yeah,
So that's what Hazard did.
But my thing is that people say, well, what if he cracked like a really good joke? And remember, Hazard, he's been living with guys that's probably are not as funny or as thinking that. So he's like, man, it's been ages since I've seen it. It's been ages since we've cracked jokes. What if he cracked a really good joke? And a really good joke is especially if it's a really good joke that you don't see coming. A really good joke, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, a camera's watching. We just lost a semifinal. You're gonna laugh.
Right. You don't even need to get to the fact that it was a joke. Everyone who watches football know the type of player Hazard is. Hazard's not that guy who's gonna be let down or down pat and sook because they lost the semifinal. He just wanted to go say hi to some mates. Someone said something funny, laughed, move on with it. I don't get the point of, I should do this. What, you want him to sit down and cry?
Yes,
What?
that's what they want. They want him to
you
be
wanna,
as mad
you
as
wanna,
they are.
you wanna have a shower with his tears or something? Let him cry in a bucket and pass it on to you.
No,
Because of what?
This is what the guys don't get.
People have lives.
Thank you. See, my thing about it, this almost goes to the whole Super League thing and everything. These guys are win or lose or draw, they're still going back to that mansion. They're still getting paid that 300,000 and so forth, and they're still living far better than you. I know it is, but they're still living far better than you. My thing about it is that I don't need a player of mine to look depressed and be sad and start crying. I don't need that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sad, and you should be sad as well. I'm like, okay, they've lost the game, they're out. The game is over. See, during the game, boom, 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 boom. Once the whistle blows and it's finished, the game is done. It's over. It's finished. You're out. Now we are no longer part of the Champions League. We're no longer competing in this tournament. So therefore, hey, see, what would be bad is because I think I remember it was a Chelsea game, Chelsea against Barcelona, and I think
they were asking for Messi's shirt
with Ronaldinho at halftime. Someone swapped shirts with Ronaldinho at halftime during the Chelsea-Barcelona game in 2005. And I was like, okay, now that's wild because you're still playing. But it's different when it's the full-time whistle and now this game is over. If it's over, it's over. So him laughing, and I just don't see what the big deal is. I don't see what the big deal is.
Because Madrid fans felt like if we just lost, then you should feel like shit because we feel like shit. So why? How come you get to be happy and you put in that performance, but we're not happy because we had to watch you play?
After all the abuse they've been giving him, overweight, burger, French burger, hamburger, all that kind of stuff, he's like, no, screw you guys.
I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying like that's the thinking. But I'm like, yeah, like Zuma probably said something funny, or he just laughed because that's his personality. And Hazard laughed with him because that's his personality. And now he's getting hounded out. And people are saying, should Chelsea sell? So that conversation to lead to this question. If Madrid put Hazard back on the market, would you take him if it was a reasonable price?
Nope. It's all good.
50 mil?
Done. It's done.
50?
It's done. It's
40?
done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Eddie.
It's done. Nope.
What? No,
Nope.
Eddie. What price would you take Hazard back for?
No
price.
I'm not taking him back. No way.
Can I talk?
Nah, he's gone. Let him stay there, or let him go somewhere else. I'm not honestly. Yeah, Abdullahi, go. But I'll go after Abdullahi.
What? But Eddie, what happens if he balls in the Euros for Belgium?
Nope.
Daniel,
okay, let me.
Daniel, you're causing
I'm just saying, like, I don't know why you're being so definitive.
Daniel, you're causing trouble. Trouble you're causing this. You see this guy that is using this channel. He already had an issue with Hazard. It's like an Hazard fanboy. It's like 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years of Hazard fanboy. You want him to die of cardiac attack? You don't want to do that, man. HH is a nice man. You don't want him to get. You don't want him to. It's already been. It's
a cardiac arrest, not a cardiac attack. It's a cardiac arrest.
It has already been bullied, abused a lot on social media. Now, Hazard's come to Chelsea. I don't want that scenario where Hazard will come to Chelsea, will become like, he'll play very well in Chelsea. Like, Hazard is better than Ronaldinho, better than Zidane, better than Goretzka. No, I don't want that scenario, please. Leave Hazard alone in Madrid, please. I beg.
He's not going to be in Madrid anymore. Though.
HH already have an affinity. He already have an affinity for Hazard. Like comparing Hazard to Cristiano Ronaldo, I get that. I don't want to have a conversation about that. Now, as I start balling at Chelsea, it's like Hazard is better than Kevin De Bruyne, better than Kante, better than this guy. Chill, man, chill. Just let this guy ball, please. Let him ball. So we don't have that conversation needs to stop.
I'm just saying he's 30 years old. If you could get him for 45, 50 mil, and he plays until he's 33, 34, that's basically 10 mil a season. He'd probably be on less wages.
Daniel, I think the problem with
if the alternatives are Ziyech, Callum Hudson-Odoi, no disrespect to these guys. Who else? Havertz, Mount. You're not gonna tell me Eden Hazard is better than those players? A fit Eden Hazard.
Daniel. See, the problem is I wouldn't take Hazard in Chelsea right now because what I keep saying it for the last 7 years.
He's been fit for like 3 weeks.
Yes, is the most talented.
So of course he's gonna look trash in the Champions League semi.
Daniel, Hazard has talent. No one is denying that. But what Hazard lacks most is called mentality. He has the worst mentality as a professional football player in world football. Hazard cannot work. He has worst mentality. You don't put that in Chelsea. His mentality is crap.
Daniel, I'm trying so hard not to insult you right now.
No, insult.
Hold on. What do this Chelsea team need the most right now?
I don't think I've seen any
especially in attack. What do Chelsea need the most in this attack right now?
Not Ziyech.
No. What quality of player
don't Socratic method me. Just tell me.
Don't tell me not yet.
You tell me what you think. I have no idea on earth what the fuck you want me to say. So just say what you think needs to be said.
Chelsea need a finisher. Chelsea need a striker. And you want to take the 50 mil you're going to pay for Hazard, put that into another 100 mil and pay for Haaland. Or rather that, Chelsea have moved on. There's a reason why you got Pulisic. There's a reason why you're investing in Hudson-Odoi. Why the hell would you want to bring back Hazard into the mix?
If he's available, why wouldn't you? Is my question.
Because it doesn't work. It doesn't.
Okay.
I mean, no. I'll rule. See. I would take Sancho over Hazard if available. If Sancho isn't available and Hazard is there, Eddie.
That's all I'm saying.
Eddie.
I'm not saying he's a primary transfer target that he's like the number one guy you go for. I'm just saying if he were to be available for a reasonable price.
If whether he's available, his wages are still going to be high. He is coming back as that Chelsea great that he was before he left. Forget about what he's done in Real Madrid. People can't even disconnect Lampard, the player, from Lampard, the manager. What do you think Hazard's going to bring back with him? So you have to think about how it work in the whole dressing room. It doesn't work, Daniel. It doesn't. You're killing. Okay, so what you're saying is you forget the growth of Pulisic. Forget the growth of, because someone's game time is going to go down for the next 2 seasons because Daniel wants to be so happy.
You think I care about Pulisic? Sorry, Christian, I don't.
American endorsement. Continue.
Oh, sorry.
Wait.
I care so much about Pulisic. Who knows? Like we might need like a McDonald's or Burger King sponsor or something like that. Who knows? But no, I don't care about Pulisic's career. I would like. Well, that's a lie. I hope he maximizes the career. But Eden Hazard at Chelsea would be fun. That's all I'm saying. Is it a great idea? No. Is it a good idea? Perhaps not. Is it an interesting idea? I think so. I think it's interesting.
Wait, you literally just said it's not a good idea. It's not a great idea. I just want to see it.
I said, is it a great idea? No. Is it a good idea? Perhaps not.
But
is it an interesting idea?
Yeah.
I think so.
Shut it down. You can't completely shut it down.
You say this man.
I'm telling you right now, Chelsea don't touch Hazard with a 10-foot pole.
No. At the end of the day, right now, if I was advising based off in an objective sense, I would say no. It's too risky. Build this team.
We'll come back to this when
But
Hazard
if
has
you're
his
just
good
like,
patch.
because let's keep it real. Nobody in this Chelsea team has the talents that Hazard has. No one does. It's just that the team is just functions better and it's far more effective. But watching these games, when Hazard is nobody just has, okay, give this guy the support, this guy can produce something magical. It's just a team that functions supremely well.
To have hope's foundation there. Is this the way that you want Chelsea to play, Eddie?
No,
Back five,
but
very, very consolidated, solid, kind of boring, but effective football. Is this the football that you want to see for the next 4 or 5 years?
Don't play a stupid game, man. No, but this is not the finished article from Chelsea.
Well, don't you need better players than the ones that are available?
Transition. Yeah, but not. You can't tell me Eden Hazard.
So in your mind, there is no way. So let me just get your point. So in your mind, there's no way that Hazard can be good again. So just don't even go to that ground.
I'm not saying there's no way Hazard can be good again.
Okay.
Hazard can come here and do something next season. Mm-hmm. But I am looking at the way the team works at the moment. If you bring Hazard back, the attack has to be built around him. Because he's only got a couple of years to do what he does, and you want to maximize that. For you to do that, you have to cater to what he does. That means Havertz.
Click on Samuel's comment.
Havertz, your game might need to relax a little bit. Otinodoy, chill for a bit, man. Werner, you might not play. Like people, what you're basically telling the young guys to sacrifice their games because you want to bring back Hazard for 2 seasons, which you're saying is an experiment. No,
everything's an experiment.
Get out of here, man. Let Havertz run the attack next season. Get your Sancho, get your Pulisic, and get your Haaland.
wait. We have to round up because I need to wake up super late tomorrow. So, all right. Last 2 things. So we have an update from Callum.Keith. So I need to bring up only from Callum.Keith. So shout to your boy.
Are we gonna talk about it? You said we're gonna talk about it, Joe. You're gonna talk about him.
Yo, I didn't realize there's like in the comments. I didn't realize there was this much avarice and hate against Eden Hazard. What has he done to y'all?
It's crazy. So buying
it for 100 million, you get him at like a cheap price. It's like you loaned him to Madrid for 2 years for 60 million, brought him back.
Okay, so Callum.Keith says, Mount's opinions changing, chap. Mason Ethic Mount, come outside. I need an apology. And I emoji so buzzing.
All he does is want you to talk to him, man. Like you can tell, he just wants
right
he just
to the
wants
very
attention.
top. No. He knows that he's a famous dude, man. He knows that he's famous here. And guys, time for a little throwback. And I think this is fuck.
While you find it, I am slightly annoyed that the Mount goal is going to be treated like the Torres goal.
Yeah, that's
no.
Like Chelsea were already through without the Mount goal.
Exactly.
Chelsea were already through without the Torres goal.
Exactly.
But both of those goals are going to be treated like the greatest thing ever.
Oh my God,
because of narrative. Man. So yeah, if Chelsea win the Champions League, yeah.
And also it was a tap-in. Let's keep like that goal was created by Kante and really Pulisic. Pulisic did a lot to create that goal, man. Like that pass was super, and his composure in the pass. So look, English media looks like those guys are those clowns. Don't forget those guys.
But according to Danny, if Hazard comes back, this guy Mount doesn't sniff the team.
William, my guy. Look, Eddie. My argument was the guy on the screen was probably better than Eden Hazard. All things told, I'm just ready to go full brick analysis if today's the day. But if William played on the left instead of the right, we think of him the same way we think about Hazard because his mentality was better, and he was a more potent goal scorer and better dribbler. Well, kind of even. Bro, William's dribbling like that. The one move that he had to like create space.
Yeah, he has only one move, shift to the right, and that's it.
I think our friend Carl, who writes for The Athletic, told me that he asked a bunch of Premier League players, like defenders, fullbacks, who's the worst player to play against? And they say Willian because he's as fast with the ball as he is without the ball, and the ball at his feet moves crazy. So once I heard that evidence from like Premier League defenders, I knew Willian was real.
No one's saying he's not real, but you said his dribbling was on the same level as Hazard.
It could be the food guys. I don't know.
Oh Jesus! That something's in those samosas that you ate, man. Like, bro, HH, deal with your guy, man. Just deal with this guy. He literally just said,
No.
Better dribbler than Hazard.
You're getting levitated in the comments. Bro.
I don't give a damn about YouTube comments, bro.
No, because people always give you compliments. I need to balance it out with hate towards you. So
bring it on.
The negativity towards you, man. So
it is what it is, man.
No. You see, my thing about what I'll give Willian credit for is when there was a mutiny that got Mourinho sacked. Willian was the only guy that was actually consistent. So that's my thing.
Mourinho's homeboy. No. Look, Williams, you can say a manager's player in a way, because he will do whatever, he will play based on whatever instructions he was given. And I guess that's why, I agree with Daniel to an extent, where if you said, if he plays on the left, he probably has a better career, probably has a better goal-scoring career at Chelsea. And if, similar to Hazard as well, if he had better attacking players around him, he probably ends up being a fair bit better as well, because he was already on that trajectory when he played at was it Shakhtar before going to Russia, Anzi. So the whole move to Chelsea and not having that attacking system, attacking players around him, did not help him. Was not healthy for his career, but he still performed well despite that. But there could have been more to it.
The problem with Willian was that managers recognized how good he was in terms of his tracking back, and Chelsea didn't really hire the right managers for Willian. If they did, he probably would have played kind of more as a number 10.
Yeah.
But once you bring in Mourinho and you bring in Kante, they see Hazard is the better player. So he gets to play on the left in the free role. So because he's the better footballer, what do we do on the right? Now, ideally, I would have loved for Chelsea at that time, buy a left-footed player who can get you goals. Maybe you could say you had Salah, that could have been something that you put on the right, or someone that you put on the right. Or if you want to go get, like theoretically, this would have never happened, but like a Robin-esque type player, somebody that you put on the right who's going to get you goals from that. That's a southpaw, basically. But they looked at Willian and they thought, yeah, he's right-footed, and in this era of inverted wingers, it doesn't make too much sense. But if we're going to give Hazard a free role on the left, then we probably need to shut down the other flank. That way Hazard is able to play free. So they put Willian on the right, as a right-footed player. And if his best technique is having the ball on his right foot and dribbling inside, if you're on the right, you can't go that way because the touchline is right there, which is why we would see over and over. Willian would get the ball. He might try to dribble. Nothing happened, and he just passes it back into midfield because he has nowhere to go with his best move except down the line. So his whole career, even with Brazil, same thing. You clearly see that Neymar's a better footballer than Willian. So Willian goes to the right, or he might not even play because you might have Douglas Costa that you want to play out there or whatever. So his career is unfortunate because he just played with better players in his natural position. And then he played for managers who wanted him in the team so he would run. And that's kind of the unfortunate part, which is why I say if he played on the other side and his best ability was able to be or just come to fruition, people would have a completely different idea of who he is and what he is. But, the last 2 years have not helped him because he's winding down.
All I can say is, Arsenal fans, how's the move working for y'all?
Oh, no, bro.
And he hates Arsenal, man.
Oh, Daniel, you missed the little thing earlier. You missed my little spiel for my Arsenal fans. I showed HH and the other guys. It was a long
No,
speech.
like it's bad. So let's look into this job. So Idiot Bus Stop, who says, "What's the narrative if Tuchel beats Pep 3 times?" I'm not even going to play that game. I'm never going to play the game.
Let's not entertain that. Let's wait for the games. Let's wait for the game, please.
Let's wait for the game,
please.
And also, Nancy says, "Who is bigger, Chelsea or Arsenal?" Arsenal don't have
Next question. Next question.
That's also coming like that.
Realistically, Arsenal are bigger than Chelsea.
Oh yeah, marketing wise, but footballing wise, no. Branding wise, yeah.
Currently, the bigger team. That was a mad stutter. Currently, the bigger team is Chelsea, I would say. But historically, overall, the bigger team is Arsenal.
Yeah, you can, I mean, in terms of like league titles or not. Wait, do Arsenal have more league titles than Chelsea?
Yeah. They have like
Premier
9.
title.
Premier League, no.
Premier League, no. But
overall,
titles,
I think they have 8 or 9, maybe.
Because if you combine Chelsea's Premier Leagues, the One Champions League, the Europa Leagues, the FA Cups, put those as a whole. So, and finally, now this is such a good one. Who would your
14? They have 14 leagues.
Oh wow, yeah.
All told, wow.
So who would your 5 penalty takers in the final be?
Mount.
Let me talk about William before you talk about penalty stuff.
Oh, that'll give me time to think about my penalty takers then.
Exactly. Let me be a coach and let me write them down.
Yeah.
And me and Eddie will confirm.
William. I think I will call William a productive player for me. Yeah. Why I will call him a productive player is like, if you look at the way Chelsea play under those manager William play with, so I think the problem with William, why he didn't shine more under those manager was because we had, I think, Kante's era, Sarri's era, and this kind of era. It's more of a left-footed player than a right-footed player. It's a dynamic. He can play both feet, but I think it's overall player. There was no more technical and gifted player around him to kind of show more of his talent as a player for me, though. So nothing much to say much about. But I think the only thing I can say much about is the 2014-2015 season, where he was the best player in that season. Where others were below par for me. He was the best player for me. So that's much I can say about William.
We hear you. We hear you. This is actually quite difficult, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's no way I'm putting Werner in this. Damn. I'm struggling here to give you 5 names.
Ooh.
Oh man. Basically, Chelsea aren't going to win if this goes to penalties. I can tell you that now.
No, they've got some. They've got some.
That's myself. That's here. Like if it goes to penalties, I think Chelsea are screwed.
No, not really.
All right.
Okay.
First penalty, it's a risk, but it's like the less of the risk of the risky ones. So that's why I'm putting you first. I trust you, so I'll put you second. All right. He's got to take one. Oh, I forgot about you. Okay.
I'm ready. I have my 5 ready.
Okay, I'll be brave. I'll go first, man.
I'm actually gonna pick what I think the manager will go with.
Go ahead, AJ.
Okay, so for me, as I say again, this is, I think Chelsea are going to be screwed if they go to penalties, man. So first penalty taker, I think he wants to start strong, but you obviously don't. But you want to start strong, so I'm going first with Jorginho. Then my second is going to be Mount. I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to put too much pressure on Mount taking the 5th penalty, and also I don't want Mount getting all the glory of him being the one that wins it for Chelsea. So I put him in second, means that you're not going to get the headlines. But that's a good thing that saves him from now putting too much pressure.
Wait, who did you start with again?
Jorginho.
Okay.
Second, Mount. Third, I am gonna go with. You see, this is weird because it's either he's playing or not. So this is risky, but I'm gonna go with Ziyech as my third one.
Okay.
Fourth, and this is what maybe people will not pick, but he's actually pretty good. Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta is a good penalty taker.
Damn you, man!
The fifth one
is
this one. Okay. The fifth one is this is that because I believe that he has the heart and mentality to take it home. Havertz.
Ooh.
It's risky and everything, but I just feel that because I believe that Havertz could be brave enough to do like a Panenka or go through the middle. Just psych out to the keeper, Panenka, or go through the middle. So Jorginho,
why do you take Mount? Why do you choose my mind? Why?
So basically, so Jorginho, Mount, Ziyech, Aspi, Havertz. All right, Daniel, go for it.
All right. If there's a striker on the pitch, so if Giroud or Tammy are on the pitch, they go first.
Okay, they're not going to be on the pitch.
But if they aren't on the pitch, which I'm assuming they aren't going to be, I'm starting with Azpilicueta because the way he takes his penalties, he basically puts the ball down, goes back, and as soon as the whistle goes, he's gone. I think that could work if you're the first penalty or the second penalty in the line of 10. But once we get down to like 4 or 5 penalties and there's pressure on you, I don't want you thinking about it too much. So I have
Azpilicueta. Sorry. Quick correction. I you know what? Now this could be crazy. I am actually not Ziyech. I'm going to make Rudiger go third. Ziyech is going to miss.
Oh wow,
Ziyech will miss. Yeah. So I'm going to replace Ziyech.
I only have one defender, and it's for a specific reason. We'll get to that. So either the strikers goes first, not Werner. Werner, he's not even on my list.
Don't be rude, man. The guy's a good penalty taker.
Would you trust him for your life, Eddie? No, you wouldn't. So all right.
You don't know if he's on my list.
So I got Ziyech going second. Now my theme here is Ederson is a really, really good shot stopper. So I'm alternating between right foot players and left foot players. So Ziyech is my second name because I'm trying to throw off the goalkeeper with different takers. Third, Mason Mount. It's probably the most important penalty because it could go either way once you're at 3. So that's why you're taking the third one. My fourth taker, I don't think any of you guys are going to say this, but it was between Havertz and Chilwell. And I'm going with Chilwell because he's left-footed and I trust him more than I trust Havertz for whatever reason. He'll probably miss, but I think I trust his shooting technique more. Or if you want to get tricky, if I was Tuchel, put Alonso in the game, like right before the game ends and stick Alonso in. And there you go. But last is Jorginho. I could have put Jorginho at the top, but then that switches the order because I don't want Mount taken last because that's just trouble. And Jorginho Jorginho going first, the whole hop, skip, jump thing. Let's know what we need before we get to that. So maybe you've already won before you need the 5th. I say we. I mean this group of guys, not me and the team. So yeah, that's my list. I'm going. What did I say? Aspi, Ziyech, Mount, Chilwell, Jorginho. Those are my 5.
You know, I'm about to like. I don't think I can handle a penalty shootout. Like even doing this is making me nervous.
I was thinking, is Reece James capable of taking a pen? I don't know if I'd let him take one.
No, risky.
Silva, I don't know if I've ever seen Thiago Silva take a penalty. Is Mendy good at taking penalties? I don't know.
No.
What? Why'd you get to Mendy?
No,
I'm just saying. Like, no. I remember in 2015, I was covering Chelsea PSG for Bleacher Report. They sent me to Charlotte, and the game, I think it was a 1-1 game in the International Champions Cup. Ibrahimovic scored and Victor Moses scored. Because it's America, and the games can't end in a draw because Americans can't comprehend the idea of draws, it goes to an immediate penalty shootout. And the best penalty from the penalties that I saw between Chelsea and PSG, the best one was by Thibaut Courtois, which was actually the winning penalty. And come to find that goalkeepers are actually really, really, really good at taking penalties most of the time. You wouldn't think it, but that's what they do. If you goalkeepers train
a lot. Yeah.
Goalkeepers train by themselves most of the time. Like they're doing different things than the teams. So if you want to practice penalties, the people who are taking penalties are the other 2 or 3 goalkeepers that you have in your crew. So goalkeepers might be good at taking penalties. So I'm not sure about Mendy. Kepa's probably really good at penalties if I had to guess, but he better not be in the game. So yeah, that's my list.
Abdullahi.
If there's no strikers in it, if there's strikers, I'll go for Jude, but probably I'm taking a striker. So my best penalty, who I trust most, and I've seen him take a penalty most, the first person, I'll go for Jorginho, because I've seen him play the skip and everything. I trust him very well taking penalties. I am confident in him taking as the first person. I would trust Aspi, but I trust Jorginho first person. So my second take is gonna go for Golo Kante. Yes, I've seen Kante take penalty before.
Plot twist.
Yes, I've seen N'Golo Kante take a penalty before, and I'm confident in him taking penalties. I've seen him take penalties before.
If Kante steps up, takes and misses a penalty, you know that I'm gonna blame you.
Yeah.
You know the player that I was really, really confident that I wasn't gonna pick over Werner even. If I see Mateo Kovacic step up to take a penalty and the camera goes in on his face,
I'll switch the TV off.
I know he's going to miss. Like Kovacic is a player I think will miss. Reece James is a player I think will miss. Like Kovacic's penalty will get saved low to his right. Reece James would blast it over the top. So those two, I'm not picking.
So I'll go for Kante because Kante has taken penalty before. In the penalty shootouts I've seen in my face, and he scored. He scored it very well. But I think the problem with Kante is he may not be that much confident, but he's a very good penalty taker. I've seen him take penalties. So my third person is I'm torn in between, but I'll stick my hand out because I don't think Aspi will last 90 minutes into extra time because he's the captain. I don't think he's gonna last that much into penalty taking. So I don't trust him taking penalties. I'll go for Mason Mount as my third. Mason as my third because I don't want this stupid English agenda on me like, Mason is in. I don't want to have an headache for that. No. Don't kill me, please. Do not kill me. I beg. I don't want to have that hypertension. Mason, no. So I'm gonna go for Mason as the third one. My fourth one is, I know people doesn't kind of talk much about it. I'll go for Antonio Rudiger. My fourth, yes. I will trust Rudiger with his techniques in penalty takes than most Chelsea player because in terms of his techniques as shooting, it will be more composed and more confident take a penalty than most other players in that Chelsea for me. I'll take Antonio Rudiger. And my last person, people may not like him, but in terms of penalty taking overall, I'll go for Kai Havertz.
All right.
I trust Kai Havertz more as a fifth penalty taker because he's cool and composed. In terms of other penalty, I can even take him as first penalty because I trust him taking penalties much better. It's a very good penalty take because even under Lampard, people tell you it's very good to take a penalty than Timo Werner. He has 100% penalty take ability than Timo Werner for me because he has the IQ for me.
Okay, I made 2 different lists. The one I will do, and the one I know the people want to see. So how about do the one that people want to see first?
Yes.
I got Pulisic going first.
Okay.
Jorginho going second. Reece James or Aspi going third. Timo Werner.
Give Pep the trophy.
And who's winning it for us? Mason freaking Mount, bro. Imagine that. Shut down Twitter for the whole season. Nah, but who would I choose? I think Chilwell or Aspie. If Aspie is on the field, give it to Aspie. But given the game's
It's
going to be
not gonna last
120
90
minutes,
It will be
I
taken
don't
out.
think
It
he'll
will be
last
taken out.
120 minutes. That's my
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah,
That's why I will
but-
go
yeah.
Chilwell. The
I agree.
second is Jorginho. The third, I'd go Mason Mount. Fourth, Pulisic. Fifth, Havertz. Now, with the fourth and the fifth, I don't know if both of them will be on the field at the same time. So, if a striker's on the field for either one of them, put the striker in. I don't care even if it's Werner. Werner's penalty taking is not that bad, man. People,
Have we seen him take a penalty?
Yeah, I've seen him
Yeah,
take
I've
a
seen him take a
penalty.
penalty.
Yeah, he's
By the
taking one
way,
for Chelsea.
by the way, quickly, you realize the Man City penalties would probably be Gundogan, Aguero, Mahrez, De Bruyne, and Fernandinho, and or Foden, and or Kyle
like,
Walker, and or John
basically,
Stones. Like those are
Chelsea
four
have to
makes
beat this
at
guys
least.
in 120. You know,
Yeah,
see,
you,
No, I
City
disagree.
beat
You know why I
Chelsea on
disagree?
penalties.
You know what, Dan, you know
Chelsea
why I
on
disagree?
penalties.
You know why I disagree? Kevin De Bruyne will probably lose. Gundogan will probably lose. Their penalty taker in that team is Ederson Moraes, their goalkeeper. It's very good, the penalty takes. Even Guardiola himself said it. The best penalty takes in Manchester City era, in that Manchester City team at the moment, is their goalkeeper,
yeah. So no,
Ederson
the thing is,
Moraes.
if you had Ederson, Gundogan,
He will lose.
Aguero,
Aguero will probably lose. KDB will lose.
nah.
Really,
think
Have you watched KDB take a penalty?
Who would you have more faith in scoring a penalty, KDB
Ederson.
or Havertz?
Me?
Gundogan or Aspilicueta. Let's keep it real. man. Come on.
And I think Ederson is a better penalty stopper than Mendy.
Mhm.
So
I don't think it's gonna be Mendy.
if it's Chelsea against City in penalties, City's gonna win. So
If it is
Yeah,
Chelsea,
right,
if it
yeah.
is, I don't think it's gonna be Mendy because Mendy gonna be.
you better win in those 90 minutes.
Exactly.
Tuchel.
Exactly. See if I'm saying we're gonna go into penalties or extra time, 30 minutes. I will kneel down on Kep. Please, Tuchel, just take our Mendy and bring on Arrizabalaga Caballero. Please.
I think the FA Cup final is probably more likely to go to penalties for whatever reason.
No. Chelsea will beat them in 90.
I don't know about all that.
Leicester City, they'll beat them in 90.
Kellerchi's balling, guys. So I think.
But Chelsea should.
Wait a minute. When is that game? Is that game soon?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Okay.
Yeah,
what's the game this week? Is it Manchester City?
Man City.
Chelsea, Man City. That's it.
Something like that.
All right, guys. Look,
win?
guys. Let's pause the movement. So, guys, look, we'll be back here on Thursday. Give us a follow on Twitter.
I don't back down. I think Hazard would be a pretty good signing. Okay.
Oh, back down, you feel man. You got roasted in the live chat. Come on.
Anonymous.
Guys, man, peace out. Stay true. Much love. One love. Peace,
guys.
Peace.
Are we sure there's not a clause where you can't bring Drogba back? Are we sure about that?
Possible can be to a bad. You can just learn him.